okay.
I want to get like more relaxed. I was watching some of these podcasts. Yo, I never watched YouTube for these podcasts.
Yeah.
I started watching now. I have a little bit more time. Like, yo, these guys are just chilling. I was like, yo, so that's what I'm doing last night. Yo, I'm like that. Yo, I gotta get more comfortable too.
You gotta chill, man. You gotta chill.
Yo, someone just chill like this. Yo, move the mic up.
That's why, and then they'll just go Indian style. On the,
yo, just do it. Yo, I I wasn't here. I'm like, yo, this man.
I don't know how he does that shit.
Yo, I cracked my whole elbow.
I ain't got all that flexibility.
I might do that this.
I gotta do some yoga.
Here we go.
I gotta do some yoga.
I have to get my inner Dylan out.
Yo, this guy's holy. I don't know how you're doing that. Still no fluff. Still no fluff. Still no fluff.
No fluff,
Episode
no fluff, no fluff.
155. Episode
155
155. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of the True North Views Podcast,
Yes,
Toronto's
sir.
official, unofficial podcast
Done
discussing hip hop, R&B, and the culture. Now, as usual, I go by the name of Harris. Something Dill, something Dill,
Podcast God.
something Dill.
That one goes down, and the game is tied.
Okay.
Oh, I know, my bad. You already know who it is. Skirt Master here, Mr. Triple Double himself, 0 assist.
Jeez.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. Stealing 70 mil from the TTC and be a champion. You can call me Just Shola. And as usual, we are here giving you our views from the perspective of a couple first generation Torontonians.
That's all I know.
Is it 3-pitch? We're watching softball.
I have no idea. I don't
Or is it strikes and...
It's strikes and I think
Okay,
it's still strikes and balls like baseball. It's just,
Yeah, because it's opposing pitcher, right?
it's just
that makes sense.
pitch. It's just I
Underhand.
think less innings too. I think they have
I think
like
it's 7
6.
innings and then it's
Yeah.
underhand or some shit.
Yeah, underhand for sure.
That shit is hard, though.
Yo, it is.
That shit is hard. Let's let the people know where they can find us, of
Tell
course,
them.
at True North Views on Instagram, on Twitter, and on our YouTube. Of course, on our YouTube, you will find our full episodic experience. Why are we wearing the jerseys we're wearing? Shola's playing the part. I don't have any respective gear, so I'm just doing the best I can.
Let's go Leafs.
So, hold on. Let's get him. Hold on. Let's go leave. Wait. Hold on. My air horn. Let's go leave. Woo, woo, woo.
You know we're not hockey fans, but we don't have the horn. You know that horn? We would have had that if we were hockey fans.
But we do say end of first period, end of... Come on, man. We've been seeing this coming.
We're Torontonians. We were hockey fans just like that.
Don't even ask us how we did. I'm not a hockey fan. I'm not going to act like I am.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm not even a hockey fan at all. I rep the Leafs because, they're from the city. That's about
Exactly.
it. I rep the Blue Jays because they're from the city. I don't think baseball is a sport, but that's a topic for a different day. Tell them where to find us.
Yeah, I mentioned YouTube again. Do all the algorithmic stuff. Please, would appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Like our videos. Comment on those videos. Let's have some good discussion on there. On our on our Instagram, what you will find is clips. Posting of the episode so you know when the episode came out. You know what the episode notes are. And all of that type of material. Again, on our Twitter. Random tweeting, random liking, random retweeting, music discussions, retweets with funny comments on them, retweets with meme reactions on them, etc., etc., etc. Just know that at this point, whatever you see on that Twitter at True North Views page happened while I was
Back home smoking legal.
Meditation, you see, is very important. It teaches you 2 important things: awareness and acceptance. And if you can get those 2 things poppin', I need a better intro for the show.
I know. I've honestly, every time you say that, I'm always like, we need to think about a better line there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but Trev. Dylan did have something with the podcast dropping, but
no, it wasn't.
It needed something. It needed a lot of workshopping.
It wasn't it. I put a random message. So quick pre-potpourri.
Do you know?
I put a message on the thing before you go on the link. What are you gonna say?
Okay, you're gonna talk about the link, right?
Not the link first.
Oh, okay, then. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the link. 'Cause I
Before
don't know
the
much
link,
about it.
before we do the link, we have to do something a little ceremonial.
Okay.
So I put on the board there. Today's about mics. Who is Mike? You may ask, right?
Who is Mike?
You would
Mike.
you would think it has to do with the fact that my mic is fixed.
Oh, look at that.
Finally, my microphone stand is fixed. It's
Damn, look at
sturdy.
that shit, sturdy as hell.
I can. Hey, yo, hey,
Pause.
yo. So, there's more mics in the room. Pause. Right? There's more mics in the room. Pause. Right? So, if you recall, we have to do this while Dill's not here, so that when Dill comes back, you know, because we can't do it while he's using the mic.
You can't.
So we know Dill is using the first mic we've ever owned,
The portable or the whatever.
the cheapest mic we own,
It's the alternate mic, we'll call it.
alternate mic.
Yes.
This mic goes down the list. So when we got these, this became mic 3.
Became the in case we need an extra mic.
Oh man, so Dill has been using this. He's been holding it down, right?
Bodying it up. Pause.
I have to, yeah, hey, yo.
Yo,
I'm joking.
yeah, I can't say nothing today.
So
my head.
while Dill is not here, I want to present Dill with his Roc-A-Fella chain.
Jeez, give him
I
that.
want to present Dill with his Roc-A-Fella chain. Hold on.
That one goes down, and the game is tied.
We got Dill his own Roc-A-Fella chain, so we can only do this while he's not here because when
He's
he
on
is
the
here,
right.
his chain's gonna be on.
Exactly.
So
AKA who'll be using the mic.
here's Dill's Roc-A-Fella chain.
Look at that. Man got the newest model too.
Here's Dill's Roc-A-Fella
We got that
chain.
from Elliot.
So now we're gonna have 3 stands
right here.
right there. So
Boom.
the man can be comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So we got Dill his own Roc-A-Fella chain. So I guess while he's not here, let's let the Roc-A-Fella chain represent. We saw this before he did.
He did.
He didn't even see this. So
Y'all seen it before he did too.
y'all are seeing this before he did
But you'll
too.
probably watch this before he does too.
That's funny. That is funny. So we're gonna leave that right there
I'll put it up there for him now.
for the day.
There we go, Dill.
Dill got his Roc-A-Fella chain.
Gee, that's just glistening. Yo, Elliot, what you do, yo? Elliot. Yo.
Shout out to all of our Yahoo Fantasy Sports fans because at this point, Dill is healthy but is on COVID protocol.
He is.
And he's still on the IL.
And like I said, that shit is triggering because I am
Yeah.
not trying to hear health protocol no more. Fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
I lost all my playoff series because of
God.
health protocols. But I digress. You know what I'm saying? So, wanted to present Dill with that while he's not here.
Let's go. Congratulations, bro.
Okay, next quick pre-potpourri topic. You see what's going on with Toronto? I feel like we had to acknowledge this because it's bullshit.
So I don't understand this. The reason why now I was gonna say, can you explain this to me? Because I'm not fully sure. Like I get what's happening, but I also don't understand fully what's
So in
happening.
a lot of ways, I don't fully understand what's happening either.
Fair
But what
enough,
I
brother.
do know is that
Fair
in a
enough for everyone.
nutshell, Toronto police are kicking homeless people out of encampments.
Now I was told 2 things about this from the police side. Just playing devil's advocate.
Of course.
I'm not saying anyone's right.
Literally,
They
devil's
said
advocate.
one where the encampment is like Lampoon, like U of T's field, and 2 they said it's just not safe because of like for example the fire that happened I think earlier this year. There was a fire in one of the encampments.
Okay.
There was a fire, so those are 2 things they were saying. Now,
Right, that's their reason. Right?
exactly, that's the reason. And
Now-
me as an uninformed person, I'm just hearing both sides. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not
Now,
making
what
any
I would ask
conclusion.
is, in the month of May, when school is typically not happening, do U of T students care that their field is being taken over?
no.
And on top of that, the safety hazard, I think leaving them outside is a lot more dangerous.
Well, yeah, but they are outside. Where
No,
isn't that
I
where the
know,
encampment
but
is?
it's like somewhat of a, I don't know.
Oh, like a more like controlled.
Yeah,
like a
controlled
compound.
environment. Compound. That's a good way to use it. I'll read some of this article, see if it can provide some context for us. Then we'll move on. Again, just no deep discussion about it. But again, I thought we would mention it because it's discussed. And I mean, it's Toronto police being Toronto police. Remember when that black man that we were shouting out was
Building
getting
houses.
sued by the city for building for the homeless?
It's not safe. That's always their thing. It's not.
It's not safe. Okay.
Yo, fam, They make help them make it safe.
Yeah.
Rather than just saying nah.
But they can increase the police budget by... Anyways. Tensions flared at a homeless encampment in Toronto on Wednesday as city officials, flanked by dozens of police officers, moved in to clear the site. Residents and their supporters shouted at police, who in turn threatened many with arrest. At least 3 activists were handcuffed and 3 dwellings were dismantled outside of Lamport Stadium before officials moved out, leaving about 24 living structures in place. Scott Bailey Kelly was among those living at the encampment who did not want to leave when ordered to do so on Wednesday. He said, "This is freedom. There is love here," said Bailey Kelly, who has lived at the site for 4 months. "I'm going to miss my new friends here. I don't have any family. They've become my family." A few dozen people have been living in tents and home-built shelters outside of Lamport Stadium since the pandemic began in March 2020. The site is one of dozens that popped up throughout the city after many homeless individuals left shelters for fear of catching COVID-19. The city has said that encampments aren't safe and have been working to move those living at the sites into hotel rooms. Cap. Again, I won't continue on there, but
just to end this thing, like, on this topic.
Yeah.
I've always said if I had money, I would do something for the homeless, create a place for them rather than just put them in hotels. First of all, they can't afford that shit. How are you going to put them for 2 days and say, okay, now you're on your own?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you going to do?
Hope you had a nice retreat, free breakfast, continental breakfast.
Yeah.
And you get a
And
fucking
like,
one
yeah,
free
like
night
I would
stay.
say, like, the government-
I get a voucher for a
The
night.
government doesn't try to help homeless people. They just don't want them on the streets. That's all. They
Well,
just
they
don't
need the
try and help
disparity.
them.
They're lying. They need the disparity. They need the, I don't know.
They get a building and make it affordable living for people, quote unquote homeless, to not be on the streets. I don't know, but whatever, man. I'm just one person. What do I know?
I feel like it's just done intentionally. So it's like we're talking to
What?
a wall.
It's
We're
done
talking to a
intentionally?
fucking wall.
Nah, don't
Anyways,
say
music
that.
potpourri, music potpourri, starting with HBDs in the culture.
Yes. May 17, we are shouting out Sugar Ray Leonard. He turned 65. Karuchi Tran. She turned 33. Taj Smart Guy Murray. By the way, if you don't know who Taj Murray is, go on Disney Plus because you probably have it and go watch Smart Guy. Your life will change. He turned 35. Shout out to Lena Waithe. She turned 37. She's mad young too. On May 18, Super Duper Kyle. He turned 28. On May 19, Jojo Siwa. She turned 18.
You and Jojo Siwa.
I knew it. Yo, she only got there because of that line. To be
Have you ever
honest.
looked at Spotum Gotham's top played records on Spotify?
Is it Jojo
It's
Siwa?
Spotum Gotham Part 1, Spotum Bottom Part 2. I don't know what the song's called. I'm just saying.
Spotum
Spotum Gotham
whatever.
4, Spotum Gotham 2. I don't even know.
Beatbox Challenge or whatever
Beatbox
it's
Challenge. Yo, it's terrible. It's terrible.
May 19, Marshmallow 29, GSP 40, Kevin Garnett 45, Yo Gotti 40, May 20, Busta Rhymes 49, May 22, Naomi Campbell 51, and May 23, Ryan Coogler 35. Round of applause, please.
In my elementary school, they used to play that beat when they're doing birthdays, and it's time for birthdays on the announcements.
I'm Just outing a whole man's birthday to the whole school.
Today's birthday is Harris. He turns 11.
I managed to see you in the class.
That's wild, but nah, my birthday was always on like that week that didn't happen for school. So I was
Oh
protected
yeah,
by
because
that.
you were you were out of holidays.
Protected. Okay, let's move on to a random fact.
I didn't read this.
The news is kind of slim this week, which is fine. I feel like
complaining.
most of today is going to be about music review, I feel. So yeah, random fact. This I thought was interesting. Now, this is only Spotify, right? And we know Drake to be big on Apple Music, clearly. Oh, everywhere,
Everywhere.
but Apple Music specifically. Monthly listeners on Spotify. Drake has 52 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Okay, 52 mil, regular. DaBaby has 53 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
Yeah, monthly listeners ain't shit. Monthly listeners ain't shit.
What do you mean?
Monthly listeners just means how hot you are at that current moment.
True.
We've talked about it. It's like
It changes
It's like-
every month.
like Drake's 52 million is probably consistent. DaBaby is probably peaking at 53 right now.
It's like 14, 27, 53.
They
You and Jojo Siwa, 54. Back down to 51. Back down to 40. Okay.
That's what it is. Whereas Drake is probably because it's like when they were pushing that whole, oh my God, look at what's that white kid, Kid Leroy. He was like number 20 something in the world, monthly listeners higher than Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
oh, is he better than Kendrick Lamar? Like, no, he's not better. He just
came out with a-
been a lot more recent, and people listen to him a lot more. Whereas you look at, and when people put out his stats, he was like an increasing.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at Kendrick was
was like
consistent.
every month.
Increase too, actually. So
Okay, that's fair. I get it.
But shout out to him though. That's not it's still a big achievement.
No, of course.
To get that.
But that was like interesting. I thought that was an interesting random fact. I want to move on to a little bit of melodramatic news,
Really
anticlimactic news in some
agree
ways.
with that word.
So your favorite new rapper, formerly known as, I don't know. Are we allowed to say that?
Technically, we are. Wait, actually, yes, but like, I just choose not to because.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
It's like
say
saying
it.
the N word, and I'd rather not. If you know.
Did you see that clip? I think it was from the Chappelle show. Oh man, where he was like, somebody posted. Oh, okay, I think I got it. I think it's on here. No, it's not. But there was a clip. I think it was on Chappelle's show, where the person was like, "My rapper name is Lil Nigga. I've come to a big decision. I decided to drop the Lil."
Just go, my nigga. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to
So
her,
that's
yo.
what Latto did. So artist is now known by the name Latto. I don't like it.
I'm not.
I
a
like
fan.
Big Latto.
I like Big Latto.
I like
better.
Big Latto, but she didn't
Latto
go with Big.
just-
We were campaigning for Big Latto.
She should put a poll out there. I feel like Big Latto would have got a lot of views.
That would have been actually a great idea.
Because Big Latto just sounds like you're big, like you're
like-
hyping yourself up. Not like, you know,
Latto.
Latto. I used to go like Lil Latto, Young Latto, Da Latto.
De Latto. Yo, De Latto. De La Latto. De Latto. De Latto. De Latto. That's hilarious. as hell.
YBN Latto. Should we go with that?
Think about it.
YNW Latto.
Think of
Yeah,
YNW Latto sounds sick still. But yeah, no. Again, that's really all I cared about in the news this week. So let's get right
Oh,
into
I just
some.
saw something quickly.
Oh, go ahead.
Probably should be on the Keeper League, but I was going to say, it says Culture 3 dropping June 13. Sorry, June 11.
Yeah, let's make that keep a leak.
Okay.
There. Why not?
I'll
man?
just put that in there quickly.
So yeah, keep her leak, man. Keep her leak. Keep her leak. To your point, Migos Culture 3, June 11th. You said.
June 11, yep.
So that's in a couple of weeks. Obviously, we know it's coming out, so we don't have a question of Keeper Leak. But I guess my question to you will be, and I think we kind of asked this already.
We did.
Do we want to see more? Like, are we looking forward to Migos? I guess now that we have the Straightening single, or
If I'm getting more straightenings, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But like, I need to know that they put in time. Like, Culture 2 felt like they didn't care about it. Like, they're just kind of like, we're going to get numbers no matter what.
I feel like something was up with the sound of hip hop back then. I feel like it was
Maybe.
transitioning from like getting rid of the
non-good people.
what do you call them? What's their
The
names
fluffs?
that we make fun of all the time? Pump and
The fluffs.
and perp. We get rid of the pumps and the perps of the world.
Yes, that's a good one.
But we keep the Lil Baby type of
Yeah.
rappers and music and things like that. The Polo Gs of the
The
world
Uzi
emerges,
Verts.
and and then obviously the people that have passed away, the King Vons of the world, etc., etc. So it's like the sound kind of stayed the same, but the quality requirement went way up.
Because everyone starts seeing that, it looked easy.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if it looks easy, then I got to against the quality shit.
So I almost feel like
get that, I get
Culture 2 was coming out when the subgenre was like going through that transition. So now that the subgenre is beyond that, now we know that Quavo has been through some shit. Now we know that
exactly.
Offset has been through some
Let's
shit.
go.
Takeoff, we don't know what he. Ooh, that was a nasty. Ooh, that curveball was nasty. Or that slider, I mean.
That was underarm too.
Nah, that was nuts. Ooh. Anyways, yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to Culture 3.
Same.
I think they're gonna have some shit to say, and I think it's actually gonna be better than we think.
I think so too.
I hope at least.
It will, after straightening.
But didn't we say after Culture 2 we need like 14 songs instead of 35?
Yeah, don't give us like 28 songs.
If it's 28, after Cole said that bar, you did 30 songs just to do a measly 100,000.
Yeah, I know, right? You guys say that one and drop 30 songs and then do 60,000.
And then do 110. Next Keeper Leak.
TV show reboot.
What show
is
reboot.
this?
I have no idea, man. I surprised myself with these.
Oh, I don't.
Yes.
Oops.
Yes. Let me play this.
Yeah,
Quick
okay, I
story
don't-
time. For the last 2 years of my life, bringing the Ned's Declassified Adulthood Survival Guide reboot to life, it's been a huge goal of mine. Imagine Ned, Mose, and Cookie getting out of college, struggling through their 20s, bringing you tips on taxes, online dating, self-care, roommates, budgeting, all of it. I wanted it for you. I wanted it for me, and I thought it would be amazing to make a self-help sitcom for a generation that could use a friend. Cookie and Mose were on board. The original creator and producer, Scott and Michelle Fellows, were on board, but we don't own the rights to Ned's Declassified. So we pitched it to Nickelodeon and Awesomeness TV, who do own the rights to it, and they passed on it, and they won't let us take it to sell it somewhere else. So for now, the reboot's dead, and I'm really sad, and Thanks for being fans.
Damn, that's sad.
I don't understand ownership with these fucking companies.
They don't understand consumerism. They just look at numbers and they just say this. They don't understand like cult following. They just look at this only gave us this much numbers, so we're canceling it. They don't realize that this
Cult
small
following
numbers is
grew over
always
time.
and it's always going to be there.
A
If you're
certain
only getting
generation's going to
500,000,
remember it. A new generation's going to come into it, especially if it's a survival type thing. That's so. For context, sorry. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Was that an American show?
Yeah, I think it was an American show.
Like, is it?
Wait, no,
no, Nickelodeon. Yes, Nickelodeon. Okay. Because I thought it was like Family for some reason.
It was on
Channel.
Family Channel, but it was Family Channel technically took some Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah,
'cause
no, of course.
It wasn't Disney exclusive.
So I mean, I don't know about. I mean, obviously I know about you, but I mean, I don't know about the listener. But that was to me one of my favorite
It
shows
was one
growing
of
up.
the favorite shows. One of those shows I saw on the schedule. And I always make sure 3:30 Ned's Classified. I'm out there.
And it was a show with a lot of sneak substance to it. You know what I'm
those
saying?
sneak humors where it's like someone does something in the background, you're not really looking, but you're like, or someone says something, it's dry humor.
Exactly. So what you heard was the main character of the show, Ned.
Ned.
Who was the one giving tips in high school at the time. Declassified School Survival Guide, very self-explanatory
was a
in
guide.
terms of the name of the show. He just said it. You know, he wants to make an adult version of that. Tax tips about, I guess, mental wellness and this and that and that and this. And he's on board. The two secondary actors are on board, Jennifer Mose and Cookie. And the executive producer is on board.
Showrunner too, he said, I think.
Everyone is on board, except we don't own the rights. We pitched it, and Nickelodeon said no.
Nah.
Hello?
Because Nickelodeon may want to do like a reboot on their own, like as a kids show.
Oh, come
There's so much things that, like, again, these are like.
And you are right, because how many remakes have we seen starting to try to research?
Oh, so many.
You know what I'm
Fresh
saying?
Prince.
So you
Not
have
Fresh
that.
Prince,
If you have that in the tuck at all times, I own it.
Saved by the Bell. Exactly.
I'm
just
gonna
wait.
do this in 2028.
All of a sudden, something happens. It starts blowing up on the internet. Or it's, oh, we're rebooting it. Reboot coming out next fall. Now they start hyping that up.
And
I
the
just,
crazy part is they're gonna get random actors.
oh,
to
of
do
course, they're not going to get the same people.
Oh,
They don't
man.
care about these. These actors are gone. Like,
Yeah, they're gone.
It's like done. Like they're trying to like dead it,
it. Damn, man.
and then bring it up with a new
I
generation. if
need that.
anything.
I need that.
But we don't get
Oh,
continuity,
leak that,
unfortunately.
please. I need that.
What was the next one?
Next keeper leak,
Did I put that? Or you put that?
because obviously we both want that leaked.
Oh, I
Speaking
put this
about how
one.
passionately we were just talking about it.
New Shmurda. He just played, I think, a snippet of a song. Because is that it? Did it end?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about this. Like, I need a drop. Like, does it drop? Is this all I'm getting?
That
like,
had to be he was going so hard and then
Then a drop.
and then
I know. There has to be a drop there.
he had to have played the worst part of the song just now, because
right? The part right before the drop. That's
I'm
what
gonna say
hoping.
leak only because his boy has been so fire lately.
Roddy Rebel? Yo,
Roddy
he's-
Rebel has been
He's on
so fire.
He's everywhere on everyone's album. He's
Man.
everywhere, man. He's putting in
I
work.
think Shmurda's on the new Crocodile Teeth remix.
Who?
Crocodile Teeth?
Who? Who's Crocodile?
Crocodile Teeth?
Who's Crocodile Teeth?
I'll play for you 1 second, please.
Crocodile
One moment,
Teeth.
please.
Un momento, por favor.
I forgot I didn't have DSP open.
We're not saying the name no more. Even we'll probably say sometime. Well, let's live in a sentence.
So, if you remember, Crocodile Teeth was on the Nicki. One of the 5 songs that she added was Crocodile Teeth with the
Yes.
Skillabang, right?
Skillabang.
So it's obviously Skillabang's song. Nicki made her remix,
Shmurda
and now
verse.
apparently Shmurda has his remix. So they're doing the Scott and Bottom Bop'em for what's it
The
called?
beat 'em Bottom challenge.
yeah.
Beatbox challenge. There we go.
They might be doing that to Crocodile Teeth, and that's a good thing.
I like that song. Though.
I like that song. That's a fire ass song. Yeah. So I mean, I'll say leak it because it's new Shmurda, and I do want to hear new Shmurda. But
yeah, leak.
we'll
I
see.
guess not like a hard leak. You know, if it leaks, leak. But I'm not dying for it.
yeah, it's not a hard leak right now. Still, not a hard leak.
What's it called? Crocodile Teeth.
Crocodile Teeth.
Crocodile Teeth.
I don't know if it's out though. I saw like an image saying it's
I just want
coming
to see
out.
if there's other remixes. Out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
That's
true,
why.
true. Good
See if
point.
there's other ones out there I could.
While
listen
you're
to.
doing that, we are gonna move on to shoutouts.
Not just Nicky.
We got some shoutouts in the motherfucking
Shout-outs!
building.
A few good ones today. I really like it.
Yeah, me too. First shout out goes to Jermaine Cole.
Jermaine Cole,
Did
man.
he play today?
Oh, honestly, I don't know.
You're not following.
There's only one game on TV, and the first game was on TV, and then the last game was on TV, the finals.
Damn.
Other than that, no other games on TV. You need like the
Yo,
TSN
that league,
app.
I'm not mad at that league,
But like,
man.
yo, if I was in the NBA and let's say my team didn't make the playoffs, I'm Nigerian. I'll be like, yo, put me on one of those teams. Let's go.
Yo, you be crushing the league.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
What did they have? They had like Roger Mason Jr. and he's like one of the stars. In
Yo,
there.
trust me. I'm like, if you touch an NBA team in that league, you're a star.
Jermaine Cole is playing fucking professional basketball. Think about that.
Who would have seen that coming?
That's insane. Now this one is an interesting shout out because I was reading the stat itself, and then I was reading the replies, and the replies were very ambiguous in some ways to say like, didn't this technicality that and that this that da.
We always say these.
And I'm reading the responses, and I'm like, it's so ambiguous. Anyways, I'll read what's presented to me. This is, again, on Twitter by Hip Hop by the Numbers, one of my favorite Twitter pages. They go by @HipHopNumbers. It says, J. Cole will become the first rapper in history to have his first 6 solo studio albums go #1 on the Billboard 200. Drake is at 5. DMX is at 5. Both Nelly and Snoop Dogg are also at 3. Only Drake can equal this. It's funny that they didn't say if, they said when. When CLB drops. Now I'm like, okay, help me understand this, because somebody said, wait, Sideline Story went #1, and then somebody was saying it did go #1, but technically on the 3rd week. So then I'm thinking, like, isn't it just
debut at #1?
If it's debut at #1, then Cole's not at 5. Because Sideline didn't debut at #1.
So it is going to go #1.
But if it's just go #1, then all Jay-Z's albums went #1. What are we talking about? Maybe not Reasonable Doubt.
But that's
what I said first.
But this is what I'm saying about numbers. Sometimes some albums are really good doing numbers, but they actually don't go #1. It will surprise you. There's probably some country album that's like #2 that's preventing any other album from going higher. It's crazy. Remember we talked about how like #1s are not. Who got #1 like recently? We're like, wow, not Travis Scott. I think it was Travis Scott that got like his recent #1.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Scott's first #1 was the one with Drake.
Oh yeah,
he went down the block. And thinking how hot he's been before that
That's true.
song.
That's true.
Like,
And
it's
to your
hard to get a
point,
#1. And then a #1 album, I think
your
it's kind of
point,
hard.
And we have a minute and a half left in the
So
first
we're
period.
on
But
this
to your
topic.
point, because somebody replied with, and I want to spend a little bit of time on the replies. Somebody said, "I'm surprised Kanye didn't do this."
I'm surprised too.
Hip Hop by the Numbers replied, "College Dropout went #2,
And that
behind
happens.
Nora Jones."
See, and that always happens
know what I'm
a
saying?
lot in the music. Like,
Because we're talking about Billboard 2. We're not talking about top hip hop charts or this or that. We're
Like-
talking about
Anyway, when we switch to other things, I'll pull up Billboard 100, to top Billboard 200 right now. You see, maybe 3 of them are actually hip hop. A lot of them may not even be hip hop up there.
now keep taking it in, because again, it's first albums. It's not consecutive albums. It's first albums. So somebody said, "Do you think Kendrick will make this list one day?" And there's a page called Hip Hop Numbers Plus. What is this? A backup page?
It's a man that's hating.
It's called Hip Hop Numbers 2. At Hip Hop Numbers 2. Anyways, they said he can't, unfortunately, because his debut album went 113. And I'm like,
But because
listen, I don't know, man. This
technically, and this is where it goes. Like people consider Section 8 to be Kendrick's debut album, which didn't even. I don't think it even touched the top 100, like the top 100 albums.
True.
But then Good Kid, Mad City was the one that like blew him up. But Section 8, a lot of people consider Section 8 or Section 80. I can't remember what.
Section 80.
But
Section 80.
But everyone considers that to be his first quote unquote album. I consider it to be his first mixtape or whatever.
I
Not
agree.
his first mixtape.
Let's end the first period there. I want to read a few more of these tweet responses because again, I find this numbers conversation very interesting. So I want to read a few more of them and then we'll move on. But in hockey fashion, as per Shola's jersey, let's end period number 1 there. Your sponsored ad can go here. Okay, so it's the beginning of period 2. I want to read a few more tweets from this, right? So to the point of Jay-Z, like I mentioned with Reasonable Doubt, somebody said, "I'm surprised Eminem or Jay-Z haven't challenged this or have the record." And Hip Hop Numbers Plus, so it has to be a backup page. Both artists' first albums did not go number 1. So Reasonable Doubt went number 23. And then Jay-Z's next album, Volume 1, went number 3. And then for Eminem, Infinite, which is his first album, didn't even chart.
Didn't even chart.
Whereas Slim Shady LP went number 2. So I'm like, Wow.
So let me read this
Go
for
ahead.
you. The top 10 albums on the Billboard. I'll only say the artists because we don't care about the album names. Moneybagg Yo, Morgan Wallen, DJ Khaled, Justin Bieber, Dua Lipa, Rod Wave, Young Thug, Pop Smoke, The Weeknd, Luke Combs. Now, out of all of those people have touched number 1, except guess what? Dua Lipa. It says her peak is number 3.
Interesting.
And just take that in. But you would think that Dua Lipa would have hit number 1 at
I
least
thought
once.
Dua was a mega star.
And she's been on there for 58 weeks.
Wow.
She's been on the chart. So the charts are weird. Like when you look at those charts, you're like, wow, like people just don't do like people numbers are just weird. Like it was surprising.
Yeah, I feel like timing has a lot to do with numbers. I mean,
lot too. And that's how
because
people are.
nothing in music period is out. Like there's no Gaga out to stop Cole from going number 1 right
There
now.
isn't.
You know what I'm saying? And then again, I'll end with this Kanye point one more time. Somebody said all Kanye's albums went number 1 at some point. Nothing was the same, and Take Care took a few weeks to also peak at number 1. Hip Hop Numbers Plus said College Dropout actually never went number 1. And then presented. See, look, this is what's so interesting. So somebody then said, I must have read this wrong. Presented a link from Billboard. And Hip Hop Numbers Plus responded and said, that's the top Triller chart.
See,
That's not the Billboard 200 chart.
See, I don't get that. And by the way, Billboard has so many charts. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at one chart, I'm like, oh shit, like, it's not a chart you think you're looking at. Like, I don't know.
Somebody was saying because DMX, rest in peace, has 5, and then obviously we know an album is coming out,
Yes.
so it may or may not go number 1. But nonetheless, somebody was saying, couldn't DMX tie it too? Because again, the tweet said only Drake can tie it when Certified drops, right?
But technically DMX can tie it.
Couldn't, but then Hip Hop by the Numbers said DMX's 6th album went number 2 this year, The Dog. Again, it was outsold by a couple 100,000 by a Hits Compilation Now album at the time. Like Hits Compilation Now, like fucking, oh come on, man.
And that's charts are just weird, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's all about what people in the world are listening to. And trust me, America is not the world.
That was an interesting one. Okay, so I know we spent a lot of time on that, so I won't spend
I
too
like
much
it.
time on the others. Well, actually, the Nav one has some topics. There's more J. Cole
Oh
on here.
yes, the J. Cole one is just about how much numbers he put up first week. Speaking of numbers, he put up 289 first week.
I thought it was 310. Oh, this is a tweet today though.
Yeah, this was from academics. Numbers are.
I
plus
thought he hit
minus.
310. I wanted him to hit 310.
I would have liked him to see that.
Big
3.
win, nonetheless. Big
Of
win.
course.
Just shout outs to Cole all the way. I mean, again, for as intricate as that first number ones is, just with how in depth we went with it, to selling another 300, going almost gold in week number 1. I mean, that's a major feat. So we'll give Cole a round of applause for that. Shout out to that.
Well,
How's that little mask gonna stop? Oh, I guess it will. That mask stops the ball.
well, it stops the ball from breaking your face.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it like, does it? But I
it
think it
might
does.
touch your face, but it won't.
Like ricochet, like
Exactly.
Next shout out is in order to Nav Bhatia.
Let's go.
Now you knew we were gonna talk about Nav Bhatia, especially with the way his name has been in American media lately.
Yep.
But let's first talk about it in terms of what is the actual accolade itself. Nav Bhatia, otherwise known as Raptors Superfan, becomes the first fan, period.
Not even
Period.
Spike Lee. Damn, that's crazy.
Period.
Let's go.
To be inducted. Did I even do it right?
I don't know how it is, but
To be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Again, the first ever fan to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Let's give that a round of applause.
Hates him.
Now, to your point, you asked the question, not even Spike, right? So you would think it's about just being a super fan, right? But it's way beyond that because, and obviously you know that. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just speaking to the audience. We know how much Nav Bhatia does for the Raptors organization, for the community, for his people, etc., etc., etc. So I found some good perspective here. Now, this is from Matt, a.k.a. Intern from the Extra Gravy Podcast.
Okay.
Shout out to the Extra Gravy Podcast. You know the vibes.
You know the vibes.
Big Norm, Marlon Palmer, Alicia Ace West.
Shout out to Toronto.
Shout out to them. They're probably the biggest podcast platform in Toronto, I would say.
For now, huh?
So shout out to them. No, definitely shout out to them. But what I like about, I'm going to just call him his podcast name. What I like about Intern is that he gets really intricate and in depth with presenting information, right? So minimizing this is what he said, and this is a quote. So again, I do want to shout him out. He goes at Mr. Matt Nash on Twitter, Mister Matt Nash on Twitter. Says, minimizing Superfan Nav and bringing up Spike, it reeks collectively of the ever-growing resentment towards Toronto, the Raptors organization, and Canada.
No, say less.
If you were more than a casual fan, you'd know that the relationships between the person and the franchise are vastly different. To even have the thought is kind of crazy, without even finding out how or why. It's just, why not Spike? Like, Spike didn't just have a fiasco with the employee at the entrance.
That would never happen with Nav.
Meanwhile, Nav has been quietly buying 3,000 plus tickets for the youth every year before the Vince Carter era.
Buying, by the way, he's not going there saying, because I'm super fan, give me free tickets to give out. Man's buying it from Ticketmaster like a regular person and giving out for free. By the way, and he has his own free tickets, by the way.
Buying.
He doesn't need to buy. If he can go to any home game he wants, have any seat he wants.
So he says, nice it. Again, we see the backlash that's happening from American television.
Stephen A was giving him some hate.
They've brought up some points of why not a black man like Spike. Mans like Stephen A have said a fan should never be in there, etc., etc. Now I do want to ask, do you think a fan should ever be in the Basketball Hall of Fame? Because I don't think so. I damn near don't even think coaches should be. No, I'm joking.
No, coaches should be there.
I know. I'm joking.
I think they should, but I think they need to be at a super high standard because it's called. I'll say you want basketball to be bigger than just what's on the court. And by putting in a fan, quote unquote. That perspective. Okay. Now again, but by the way, the standards have to be like super high. Not like every fan just because you went to a game here in the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
But like, it just shows that it's bigger than just the 90 by 50 feet we play on or 84 by 50.
So
like that's all I think. That's the reason why I'll say a fan. But I think again, the standard should be like one every 10 years. Like,
not like. I disagree with that though, man.
I know, and trust me, I also agree that I don't think fans should be.
I feel like there's other ways. Because don't get me wrong, we've known Superfan to be Superfan for a very long time.
Wait, so hold up, is it NBA Hall of Fame or basketball
Hall of Fame?
Okay, no, if it's basketball,
right, Basketball Hall of Fame. So we know we know Nav Bhatia, and not personally, but I'm saying we know Superfan as Toronto Superfan, right? We know that about him. I feel like the NBA could recognize what we already know to exist in our city in a different way. Sorry, not NBA. I feel like basketball as a sport can acknowledge that in a different way than putting them in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think it's just for the city. I think it's for basketball in general. Just trying to say, like, you can be involved in an organization or in, like, basketball without actually having to be...
So where do you limit it?
But that's the thing. But I think that's the whole point. I'm trying to say it's limitless. Like, you can be at home
I'm not mad.
in front of a camera just podcasting about basketball all day, and one day you're in the Hall of Fame. That's what they're trying to say.
That's crazy.
But that's what they're trying to say.
Holy shit.
Is that, like, but I think that's what they're trying to get at. Is like, not limiting to just you have to be in the gym every day, bouncing a basketball every day. You can be a super fan running a what's his business? Car dealership.
A GM.
What
is he?
And Hyundai. It's Hyundai. Works at Hyundai. And I'm there. And then bam, and that's it. You can be in the Hall of Fame. I think that's what they're going for. For all I know, I could be thinking too deep into it, and they could just be like, "Yo,
boundless, limitless." I don't think you're thinking too deep into it. I think you're thinking very early into what it can expand into, because my mind didn't even go there. My mind is more in the immediate picture, but you're talking the infant stages of what could become a boundless Hall of Fame, which is a good point.
That's what I would think.
It is a good point,
and encourages people like just. You don't got to be just bouncing about. You don't got to be LeBron to make the Hall of Fame.
I will say, whether or not you think fans should be in there, I think that this is deserved.
Yes, I'm not going to argue this.
So again, I want to shout out Nav Bhatia, aka Toronto Raptors Superfan. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah, that's interesting.
And by the way, I want to say Toronto Raptors is like the Toronto.
We need a WNBA team.
I think we do too, actually. Toronto
And we
does
need to
not
get-
see our basketball team as like just a business. That's a lot of people don't understand. Like the Raptors in Toronto to Toronto fans are like
Much bigger than that.
it's part of our life. It's not just one of those.
Definitely part of our culture.
It's not
That's
one of those
for
like they can just uproot like teams that can just move. Like if the Raptors were to move, there'll be a riot.
I just took it. I'm wearing the Strowman hat.
And the yo shit, I just took that in.
Shit.
Jeez. Look at that.
Jeez.
Full circle.
But again, I think
Yeah.
Toronto should get a WNBA team. I think in the expansion draft, we should be allowed to get Kia Nurse.
we should though. We should honestly.
She plays for my favorite team, the Phoenix Mercury, who's
Yo,
stacked
they're
apparently.
stacked. They're stacked, yo. That's like the LeBron, Anthony Davis team.
And Phoenix Mercury has been my team since like 04, 03. And I've never had a reason to change them. And they've been my team because of one player in particular. She's my GOAT specifically. Like, I'm not even joking when I say that. Like,
said
she's
this a
literally
few
my
times.
GOAT, my WNBA GOAT. I know there's the Lisa Leslies of the world. I know there's
Cheryl
the
Swoops.
Cynthia Coopers of the world, the Cheryl Swoops of
Candace
the world.
Parkers, of course.
Candace Parkers, if you're going more
Ogunwuke
modern.
sisters.
The fucking God Maya Moore. You know what I'm saying?
What's that? Brittany Gardner.
I wouldn't say Gardner, but yeah.
Chamberlain, the girl from Australia.
I definitely Lauren Jackson era. I recognize all them. Sue Bird, who's now making commercials saying she's the GOAT. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at you.
My
They're all goats in
goat-
my idea.
Is fucking Diana Taurasi, bro.
Fair enough. Mine
Straight
is
the
Candace
fuck up.
Parker, but fair enough.
My GOAT is Diana Taurasi. Now, Diana Taurasi, the reason why she's getting a shout out specifically
Jeez. Oh my god.
is that is this old? Hold on.
In 2018, blah, blah, it is old. But I guess you just pointed it out now.
Yeah, interesting. But okay, I like that. Anyway, so
Oh, on this day in 2018.
Okay. So May 18th, 2018 was when Diana Taurasi made her 1,000th career three-pointer in her 399th career game. Whatever, normal stat in some ways. What I will say
You're
is,
ESPN.
at the time, I'm like, what emoticon is that? At the time, she joined Steph, Clay, and Lillard as the only players in either WNBA or NBA to record 1,000 three-pointers in 400 games or less. So I was like, whoa.
Diana Taurasi been
she's
wet.
hitting that Steph pace.
She been wet though.
She been wet.
She,
Oh
she
my
came
God.
into the league being Steph like before
She's
Steph.
the GOAT, bro. She's the GOAT. I swear to God.
Like when you watch her highlights, it's all 3-point shots. I
Yo,
swear.
she's crazy.
Shout out to her, bro.
Yeah, let's just give her a shout out just because.
No, not just because she fired. They should let me run the WNBA, man. I'll make some big changes. Oh, I put this one, Big Draco. Can you just play that? It's just, shout out to Big Draco because he invented everything.
What did he do first?
He did everything first.
What did he do first this time? It's loading. It's loading. It's loading.
It's a video.
It's playing.
I created Nicki Minaj Twitter for her. I introduced y'all to the internet. I was the first artist to work with the Migos. I'm the reason why it's Apple Music and Spotify. I'm the reason there's Lil Pump. I'm the first rapper to come out with a video game. I discovered Chief Keef. Rich the Keys used to sleep on my couch. I was the first artist on YouTube. Quavo met Travis Scott at my house. Why you think you got an Instagram? That's me. I'm the hottest rapper in the game right now.
I don't know that that's a fact, but in your mind,
Yo, listen. Spot the lie. That's all I'm gonna say is tell me where he's lying.
I don't know if he is. Quavo met Travis Scott at my house. Yo, I watched that clip like 10 times. I was down. This man said with confidence all those times.
I want to play that one more time. That shit was
He
funny.
said that shit with confidence.
Holy shit.
I created Nicki Minaj Twitter for her. I introduced y'all to the internet. I was the first artist to work with the Migos. I'm the reason why it's Apple Music and Spotify. I'm the reason there's Lil Pump. I'm the first rapper to come out with a video game. I discovered Chief Keef. Rich the Keys used to sleep on my couch. I was the first artist on YouTube. Quavo met Travis Scott at my house. Why you think you got an Instagram? That's me. I'm the hottest rapper in the game right now.
I don't know that that's a fact, but in your mind,
Listen, it sounds like facts. It literally
Yo.
sounds like facts.
If you say shit with confidence, people will believe you.
Big Draco, man. It's like when T.I. said he was the king of the South.
Right?
Big Draco. Moving on to new music. Let's get some new music going. Again, as usual, shout out to our guy at Ball Till We Fall
Ball Till We
on
Fall.
Twitter.
Tweet.
Alex,
Alex.
a.k.a. Screen
Screen
Man.
Man.
Need to Know Podcast. Joe Budden Podcast. You know the vibes.
You know the vibes.
In terms of what's out, and then of course, obviously after we talk about what's out, we'll get into what we actually listen to. We have Lil Baby and Kirk Franklin with a record called We Win. We have Polo G and Lil Wayne with a record called Gang Gang.
Gang Gang.
City Girls with the Twerkulator single. Benny the Butcher and 38 Spesh came out with an EP, or an album, I should say. That one's called Trust the Sopranos. Some typical features on there: El Camino, Ransom, Chez Noir, etc. 42 Dugg came out with Freedom Boys. That's an album as well. Birdman and Roddy Ricch and Lil Wayne came out with a record called Stunner Man. Young M.A. came out with a project called Off the Yak.
Yeah.
A Boogie with the Hoodie and Lil Durk came out with a record called 24 Hours.
24 hours.
YG and Mozzie came out with Community Service, spelled with a K.
Of course, you know.
That is an album. Some features on there: Dollar Sign, Young M.A., Tyga, etc. Bobby Sessions came out with a record which I didn't listen to yet. There's Benny the Butcher and Freddie Gibbs on
all
there.
Your mans on that.
And that is called Gold Rolex. Russ, another single, go figure. That one's called 315.
He has to be dropping something soon.
Not to be confused with Stone Cold. Latto, I was going to say Big Latto.
Honestly, I'm going to call it Big Latto.
I'm just fuck that, man. Big Latto came out with a record called The Biggest. See? It's called The Biggest. Come on, man.
Imagine Big Latto coming out with a song called The Big. You know how hot that would have been, talking about your name change from to Big Latto?
Why they call me Big Latto? Because I'm the
biggest.
Who's
your fucking market? Yo,
Come on,
people need to hire us to do their marketing.
Come on. Pooh Shiesty came out with Shiesty Season, the Spring Deluxe.
Can't wait for the Summer Deluxe.
It's in summer, though. It's May, damn near.
Money Man.
Yeah, Money Man and Young Dolph came out with a whole lotta. Ransom and Lloyd Banks. That's one I forgot to listen to as well. That one's called Gluttony. Apparently, Lloyd Banks has an album coming out soon.
Sure. Okay.
Mac Homie came out with Pray for Haiti. Westside Gun, The God Fahim, and Keisha Plum are some features on there. T.I. came out with What's It Come To? That's a single. Masego came out with the Extended Stay, which is the deluxe version of Staying Abroad. Sean Kingston and G Herbo. Interesting. Darkest Times.
There's some singles.
Your People's Rumor, RMR.
Yes, Rumor, yep.
And Tyler Yahweh. That one's called Vibes.
Fire. I like that song.
Young Nudy came out with Dr. Evil. I'm assuming that says Evil, right?
Yes.
EV4L.
Yeah.
That's an album. Uzi Vert, 21, G Herbo. A few features on there. Max B came out with 75 in the Can. Spot 'em Got 'em came out with No TikTok. That's kind of all I got.
A lot of shit, honestly. Just a lot of shit.
DaBaby, Big Sean, Hit Boy. Wow. Interesting.
DaBaby, Big Sean. Oh, I think I saw that song because it's all Detroit people.
Interesting. Oh, Amorphous came out with a Kalani record. That one's called Back Together. And then Lil Nas X, Dill's favorite artist, came out with Sun Goes Down.
Did you listen to that track? Okay, good.
He didn't make a big buzz around it, so no, we didn't listen to it.
Right, you didn't dance on the devil.
So in terms of a few songs that we listened to, now again, I mean, with singles, we don't usually provide in-depth reviews for singles. So in our 10 minutes here of the second period, let's see how many singles we can get through.
Go.
Lil Baby and Kirk, what was I going to say? What's his name? Kirk, what's his name? Kirk Franklin. I don't know. I was thinking about Jonathan Kirk.
I like Kirk.
I was gonna say like Lil Baby and Kirk the Baby. Like I don't even know where I was. I don't know where I was going with that.
Kirk, and that was it.
I don't know where I was going with that, man. But yeah, Kirk Franklin, Lil Baby. This is off the Space Jam soundtrack.
Yes, Space Jam's coming out soon.
This has to be when LeBron wins the ring.
Sure, probably.
It has to be, right? I mean, this one is produced by Just Blaze.
Just Blaze.
And it sounds very celebratory. It's called We Win.
Yeah, it's when they win. Or it's probably at the end, like... At
the end of the movie when he wins the title. That's the most I'm going to play. I'm not daring to do that.
Oh, they're already taking that shit down right now.
Oh, for sure.
They're in the helicopter.
The Cole one. Cole allows you to use the music. You just can't monetize off it, which is fine.
Which is fine.
But, like...
Some people are just
Coil
like...
Coil Ray blocks it.
Yep.
Hello?
You know about her and Pressa?
Yeah,
yo,
that's
you know,
funny.
knowing that, imagine they're arguing.
That's funny.
Yo, how
that's funny.
bitch that's going to be.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm dead.
But no, the Lil Baby Kirk Franklin record, I actually really liked it. Again, produced by Just Blaze. Sounds celebratory. Sounds somewhat church-esque, like a Kanye type of thing.
Choir, because Kirk Franklin.
And it makes sense that it sounds like a Kanye thing because we know some of his influences, Just Blaze, and again, the church influence with Kirk Franklin, etc. I downloaded this record. I've played it 5, 6, 7 times at this point. I actually really like it.
I'm
really
not
like
feeling. I'll give it more spins. I've only heard it once when you played it. But.
Yeah, I think you definitely warm up to it. It might swing your way. Polo G, Lil Wayne.
Gang Gang. Oh, I love this song.
That was called Gang Gang.
I love this song. Can't wait for the album.
Lil
to
Wayne's
drop.
going crazy.
Yeah, Lil Wayne probably on his feature shit.
To
right
me,
now.
Lil Wayne is going crazy. I think the key to Lil Wayne, and I wanted to put the note here because I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. I feel like, so you know how, and we know how he's been living literally under a rock forever. Mm-hmm. I think he finally figured out, like he finally mastered today's sound. Obviously, it's still Lil Wayne. I'm not
like how when Cole went away and he like came back and was like, oh, I was like kind of out of touch. Kind of like that. Kind of, not like saying fully like that, but in a way.
And the reason you say kind of is because Cole still doesn't sound like today. Cole still sounds like Cole. We just like Cole because it pierces through today's sound.
Exactly. He knows how to make his own music.
But Lil Wayne has mastered today's sound, bro.
Lil Wayne was today's sound before.
Exactly.
And that was the funny part.
Exactly.
It was like, that's why he always sounded so different.
So he wow, this guy really Sega Dreamcast. He was ahead of his time, man. I'm telling you. Polo
that was
G,
a good song.
Lil Wayne. I don't know if I should play that. I feel like Polo G got us blocked last time.
So he's big now. Like.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Placements?
Speaking of Lil Wayne, so there's that Birdman record called Stunna Man.
Is Birdman actually rapping on this track?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Somewhat.
I don't hear Roddy Ricch, but I don't want to hear Birdman.
Lil Wayne, Roddy Ricch, and I thought Lil Wayne and Birdman still.
Nah, that'd be. Honestly, I don't know what goes on in the world.
I actually didn't like the song at all.
Fair enough.
I will say that. I think I could play a little bit of that because
I will only listen to it just for Roddy Ricch, but that's about it.
I don't even know if Roddy sounded that amazing, to be honest.
I did not see Roddy sounding good on this track, especially if Birdman was on it. Give me a Lil Wayne Roddy song.
Stunna Man. Let's play a bit of that. Oops, pressed it wrong. Let's press play.
And I got the whole hood on go.
So Roddy just sounds
Get a red dot. Headshot. A wipe and take.
sounds kind of hard. And then
Your fraud.
right, let me see if I can.
How we lace this shit. Get money, stay break a bit.
Yeah.
Man, Birdman, just stick to business and scamming
Oh
people.
man, yeah, that one's not good, man. To me.
I didn't feel it.
City Girls Twerkulator, you have to like that song automatically.
It has that, like, what you said at the beginning?
For those that don't know, it uses the Africa Bambaataa Planet Rock sample. And not even really sample, they just use the fucking beat.
and then put something over it.
It's a twerkulator. It's a twerkulator. Yeah, that's a hit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's fine.
I didn't listen to the A Boogie Dirk record,
either.
so I'll skip that for now. Are the rest albums?
Yeah,
they are. The rest are albums. Okay. In terms of, did you listen to the Nudy?
Honestly, I listened to like the first 2 tracks and I said I was gonna come back and then I just didn't. But
So I'll talk about Lil Nudy. I'll talk about Young Nudy in that case. Dr. Evil, spelled Dr. EV4L. This one's 13 songs. It's 45 minutes. Features again. There's only 3 features on this, I should say. Uzi, 21, and Herbo. And something's interesting about Nudy where he just won't, like, he has a Cole effect to him. He doesn't use features.
he does. He's released like 2 albums, no features, and he has a 21 Savage connect. Like he can get 21 on any track. He can create a joint album with 21 Savage.
He has so many connects. He was the only solo record on the compilation Dreamville record.
Yeah.
Or project, I mean.
21 Savage is like his best friend.
Think about how many artists were on Dreamville.
He has a joint album with Pierre Bourne. Like the man has like, when you look at some of his credits, like he's working with some big names.
Yeah.
And he just
he's close with Thug and them.
Yep. He's from Atlanta. He's big in that Atlanta scene.
Come on, this is crazy. Nudy, what are you doing?
He was the only record on the Dreamville thing.
And then even the 3 features that are on here are big features, right?
Yep.
Like Uzi, say less. 21, who, you know, again to your point with the connection, and that's 21. And then Herbo, who, you know, sounds fire on all his features.
And I know this, he was on the Spiral thing too on his own track.
Yeah, own track again. Like there's some like is that in his business contract or something?
I don't know, but I think he's like whatever he's doing. I think he's doing it right.
I think
and
so
he's
as well.
so low key with it. You don't see him in the news.
Yeah,
he does his shit, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think he's taken almost like an early Thug approach where Thug didn't care. Thug still doesn't care about sales.
I don't think so. I think he.
I mean, obviously you care about money.
Yes.
Obviously. But I'm saying you don't care about being at the top of the charts
Yeah, I don't
and let
think
me
Dugg cares about
push
that
my
anymore.
shit and da da da
I
da
think
da.
he knows how to work behind the scenes. I feel like that's what Nudy probably does. He's probably doing some shit behind the scenes, making way more than he probably makes off an album because of record labels and stuff.
And the record and the music is just to keep the name relevant.
Probably, I could believe that.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, there's no real deep dive on this album. I will say this, in a lot of ways, it's typical Nudy, right?
Yeah.
Typical young Nudy. If you like his music, I don't see any particular reason to dislike this. Like, he doesn't skate too far from his lane.
Yep.
It kind of just sounds like typical Nudy. If you don't like Nudy, this is not going to bring you in.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, this is not going to say, yo, listen to Dr. Evil, you're going to fuck with Nudy. If you don't fuck with that sound or young Nudy in general,
You're not going to.
this is not going to do it for you.
Yeah.
He doesn't elevate it. Nothing stands out.
Fair enough.
Nothing is amazing. It's just when you go young Nudy and you press artist shuffle, you know you're getting more records at the same level, if that makes sense. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that was a good way to put it. I like the way you put it. I'm like, yeah, that's a good way.
To me, I think it's like you're at the day party, this record's playing. Not that you're bobbing your head crazy, but you're bobbing your head almost like, what the fuck is this? But you're like, no, I'm not too mad at it.
Like,
And then
it's
you
good.
keep-
Like,
you know
I
what I'm
always say
saying?
it's like one of those, like, if you just pay attention for a second, you're like, oh shit. And
right.
if I have a conversation, you don't mind that in the
You're like,
background.
wait, what is this?
And like,
Oh, okay, I'm not bad. I'm not mad at it. It's not bad. Like, I feel like that's kind of the reaction that a general average listener would
and,
have.
Nudy, and that's why Nudy for me is like workout music for me. For
Yeah.
Nudy. It's like, I'm in the gym. I'm not really paying attention. But when I do pay attention, I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking with this. All right, back to my reps. And then after I do my 10, I'm like, 10. Oh shit, this is hard. Go to another
Facts.
machine, like, all right, where's 1, 2, 6? That's what Nudy is.
No, facts. And I think,
That's how you
that's
explained
the
it.
role that he plays, right? In the last 2.5 minutes of the second period here, I'm going to start talking about that Benny and 38 Spesh. That one's called Trust the Sopranos. It's 10 songs. It's 31 minutes. Let me just actually bring it up here on my DSP. on my DSP of choice.
DSP of choice.
Trust the Sopranos. So with this one, again, like I said, 10 songs, 31 minutes. Few songs I'll point out. Track 2. I really like how the song sounds vocally. It's similar to one of those like really popular songs from like a year, 2 years ago or so. I feel like you'll know what I'm talking about if I play it. Hold on. Because like I have no fucking clue which song it is, but I know it's like a song, bro.
Militant fucking bitches and whip smoking, counting Benjamins, brought my 40 to church. You don't know the shit I'm in. Niggas been trying to get
Hold on, obligatory pause.
for years. It's blood, sweat, and tears. I'm on my shirt. Niggas wanna split my wig. That's why I just play the crib. Probation all on my dick. I could barely even take a swig. It's my
Who produced that?
I have no idea, but that sounds. I love that one. That.
I like that.
Oh fuck, man! I don't know it, but that cadence sounds very familiar from a really popular song like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I can't figure it out. If you know what the hell I'm talking about, tell me in a group chat or put it in the comments below, man. Please put that shit in the comments below because it's on the tip of my tongue. I feel like maybe a French record or something like that.
Possibly.
Like I don't know, something. I don't know. Track 3 is called Price of Fame. I'm always going to gravitate towards a Ransom verse. To me, like I think he has one of the most distinct voices in rap. Shay Noir sounds really good on this record too. Let's play a little bit of this as we sort of phase out to end the second period.
Energy. A dull blade can always be sharpened by smart enemies. 100 arms like large centipedes, dark tendencies. Every clip I got for the game is like Bob Memories.
Like he doesn't waste a bar. Like I've said this about Ransom 100 times.
My spots, pin game cold. Invest my figures and I buy stock. My drip game cold. Could squeeze a river from my eye drop. Nigga.
Shay Noir, crazy shit. Let's end the second period there. Let's get on with the third period. Again, not to spend too much more time on this. Track 4 is called Spineless. More Ransom. I noticed that he did reuse the line though. He said that you can't be a menace in this game if you owe dog. I don't know if you remember me ever highlighting that line from a previous Ransom project, but
I don't think so.
I'll play that. Hold on one
Can't
second.
be recycling lines, man. Come on, man. Gotta get that book out.
Oh, I noticed he recycled the line. I wasn't mad at it though. I was
I'm
listening.
mad
I
at
think
it.
I think I was I was at home.
Back home smoking legal.
Meditating.
And I was listening to it, and I'm like, wait, I've heard this line before.
Older niggas thought I was Peter Barnes. I used to keep a half a brick inside of a VCR. Downstate, I made the biggest niggas just leave the yard. They wouldn't give me space so I can shine and be a star. Delete your bars. Can't pay the plug if you broke, dog. You'll never be a menace in these streets if you owe, dog. Hear me out. You can't pay attention at no cost. Just clear the house. That name that you mentioned is folklore.
That's fire.
He said you can't pay attention at no cost. This guy's a philosopher, bro. What are we talking about?
That's a bar. That's a bar.
That's a fucking
People
bar.
don't know what a bar is. And you say, oh, I went down the stairs. Now I'm downstairs.
Went down the stairs. Now I'm downstairs. Hey.
That's not a bar.
And then finally, track 6 is called Long Story Short. I want to play a little bit of that because it gives me like a mid-90s Mobb Deep type feel. I really like that record a lot. This is Benny the Butcher, 38 Spesh, and Heem.
We're Black 38 and blew my first round. At 16, I was a street nigga. I used to package nickel bags, then go and post in the street with them.
Really old school feel to that, so definitely feeling that. I mean, this project is solid, right? It's a solid project. Some good records on here. Again, good rapping on here. This is going to be for people that really like rap music. This is going to be the type of project for you. Again, Benny, 38 Spesh, Trust the Sopranos. What I also appreciated about this is I feel like it's a little bit more than just Bar You to Death. Because I know that, and I know, not that I know, I'm speculating, obviously. I feel like Benny is taking the criticism and slowly correcting it.
As you should.
You know, of course.
You can't just make a
right?
sudden change. You lose so many fans.
Because I feel like the criticism that he faces is that he's just barring you to death. There's no actual
There's no substance.
Music to it. There's no a chorus or hook or
It's
this or
just
that. And I feel like they're playing a little bit more with music when they're doing this. But still barring you to death in a good way. So I'm not mad at that at all. You didn't listen to YG Mozzie.
I did. It's going to be on my next week list.
Yeah, let's skip that.
Actually, it felt like a lot of music came out, but nothing.
It didn't stick.
Quality.
Nothing was quality.
I feel like it's all like playlist music. Like I might take a 1-2 tracks from these albums and I never listen to.
I listened to the YG Mozzie. Even the 42 Dugg did the same thing for me. I was just like,
You know what? Let's talk about 42 Dugg. 19 songs, 15 minutes. First of all,
it's called Freedom Boys.
42 Dugg should not be releasing 19 songs. You know, like no, I mean that some artists you don't need 19. Like J. Cole can give me 19 songs. I know those 19 songs will be solid, and he still wouldn't because he's smart enough to know. Ain't nobody trying to listen to 19 songs.
Exactly.
Now you're 42 Dugg. You ain't telling me shit. I don't need 19 songs of you telling me nothing. Give me 12 of your best tracks. And that's what you guys don't understand. They give me 12 of their best tracks. Everyone will say, you know what? Baby on Baby was fire. It was like 13 tracks. No one realized that. And that's when no one realized he said the same flow in every track.
Exactly.
Because by the time it ended, you're like, yo, I'm still in this.
You're like, your ears are still smoking. You're like, this was crazy. You don't have time to get tired of it. You know what I'm saying?
So I'll say that because like after track 7, it started off strong. After like the Dirk track
it didn't
7,
start off strong to me.
I thought it started off strong.
I was listening and I'm like, I'm cool without this.
I like the
give me 3 42 Dugg features and that's all I need.
And that's I just like him as features. I realized that too because every track with a feature I like better. Like, I like the one with Future a lot. I like the one with Roddy Ricch, of course.
Yeah, but I will say, I mean, for me, it did again fit into the quality level of playlist music.
Yeah,
and I'm not mad at the quality level of playlist music.
Exactly.
I'll never be mad at the quality level of playlist music.
I do think he does have the ability to make catchy hooks and flows.
Yeah.
There is something about him. He knows how to do that. Right? His day one said they were really disappointed with this album. He said he went really mainstream with this. I'm not his day one. This is the first project I've ever heard from him. So I like
this. This is his Earth Gang Mirrorland?
I guess so. I enjoyed it. Don't say I liked it. I enjoyed it, kind of. But yeah, his day
that's
one.
So funny to me.
His day one said he did a lot more of the singing, a lot more of the whistling. It felt more trappy.
I'm gonna give myself that. I am listening to you though.
I know you Mirrorland. I didn't get the Mirrorland.
I mean, I didn't like Mirrorland because it sounded so fucking mainstream, bro.
There you go. So that's probably what it was. There, good example.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Honestly, it's like if you like 42 Dugg, go listen to it. If you don't, I'll just say don't listen to it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the theme for this week.
If you like the artist,
pretty much.
If you don't, it's a good skip.
Pretty much. Let's save Young Ma for last, I suppose.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that next, but we really only have 2 other projects to talk about.
And she's one of them, right?
And she's one of them. So I guess she's technically our main event. I want to talk a little bit about Akeem Ali, Mac in the Day, starring Kimi. Not back in the day, Mac in the Day, starring Kimi.
After you said that, I had to go look at him. I'm like, hey, what?
I'm like, hello? I've never heard of this artist specifically.
So what drew you to...
Apparently, this artist was a sleeper pick on the Joe Budden podcast, maybe 30 episodes ago, 40 episodes ago, give or take. And apparently, Akeem Ali kind of blew up from an 85 South interview, or he was on the show type thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my group chat for giving me the background knowledge. I'm like, who is this Akeem Ali dude?
I feel like I've heard the name, like I may have seen it, but
who
like,
the
I
fuck
didn't
is that guy?
care to read it.
To me, he's an intriguing artist because now I'll be honest, I didn't listen to this in full. I want to though. I'm kind of drawn into what I'm hearing so far.
What's from what you heard so far? What's it sound like?
So to me, it's like a it's like R&B, soul, hip hop with a 70s flair.
70s flair.
You know what I'm saying? 70s vibe is smooth, it's groovy. Like
it's groovy.
Let me play.
That's when she said 70s, I always think groovy. I'm just like groovy.
It's groovy. Like even the album art, even his his single Kimi Casanova, the album art from there, like his aesthetic seems to be like Al Green aesthetic. You know what I'm saying?
People know their aesthetics early and they ride with it. Like, I like that. I hate when you see someone's like album covers like, what were you going for? Just abstract. This is like
I'm really fucking with this
landscape.
So to play a little bit of that Kimi Casanova record from 2020.
Akeem Ali presents Back in the Day, starring Kimi Casanova.
Now, obviously, you hear that and you know the fucking intent there. Like, that's super fucking 70s. I feel like I'm watching a porno. I'm joking.
I'm gonna say when you're at the bar, like, you are now listening to the radio.
In terms of his actual sound, I'll play a little bit of track 2, which is called Sugar, Shugga.
Sugar.
Sugar. That's exactly what the backing tastes like.
You're right. When I'm impressed, I throw some bread at her. Let's have a food fight. I can't give a break to a hooker. After I book her like a library, I give her a taste of my back, and then it's like sugar, baby, sugar.
And I'm confused because I don't know how much. I don't know if I like it.
I don't know. I gotta listen to some
I don't know
more
if I'm
of
still
this.
dissecting it. So what I will say, to me, like, dare I say, vocally, he sounds like CeeLo meets Anderson .Paak.
Okay, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? At least from this small sample size. This is a 4-minute sample size.
Exactly. Like, we haven't heard anything else. For all we know, on another track, you can sound like Pop Smoke.
Yeah, for all we know, right? But I have my eye on him.
I like it because it's different.
Exactly.
Like, you're giving me something I like, which is kind of like the hip hop sound in a different,
in a different body,
basket.
form, subgenre, whatever you want to call it.
I don't mind it because I'm open to other music.
Yeah.
You don't got to give me the same shit every time.
So I don't really have an album review, but what I will say, this is an artist. I'm keeping my eye on this artist.
Akeem Ali. I'm actually going to listen to this. I actually want to listen to this.
I'm actually going to press follow on Akeem Ali right now, because let's do that. That's a good idea. But yeah, no, that's decent. I would say that's an intriguing listen. Let's talk about.
Oh, he definitely has a 70 vibes from his. He knew what he was going from when he started, and like his sound. Like I feel like he knew what he was going for.
Let's talk about Young M.A. Young M.A. off the yak. This is 11 songs. This is 32 minutes.
32 minutes.
I'll be honest with you. I don't have a lot to say about this.
Me neither, honestly.
I really don't.
Me neither, even though it's our headliner.
Well, headliner wouldn't even mean long conversation. We just, pick the one that we both listen to. I do like that it starts with her single, Successful.
Okay.
So it starts hot, right? Like you recognize Successful, you recognize the record.
It's a big record.
I'm trying to think what other records on here.
I just felt like this whole thing lacked quality. In my opinion, like, it just felt like there was no quality to it.
It feels like she's not trying.
Yeah, like
she doesn't care to try.
There we go. That's a good way to put it. I put my favorite tracks: "Successful," "Hello Baby," "Big Step Out," and "Off the Yak." And after I wrote it, I realized those were actually the singles. I'm like, that's how I felt about the album.
Yeah,
I was like, the singles were the best tracks, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's like,
there was a few miss-me's with that, like that Ruby Rose track, that Max YB track. Like I didn't need those.
I think the Ruby Rose track, she just came out with a video for that.
That was so basic.
Don Diva.
Like I was listening to Ruby, I'm like, yo, why is the flow basic? Lyrics are basic.
Trying to fuck you with this mask like a goonie baby. No.
Yeah,
you just basic, man.
Bullshit. 80K for the Cubans, but that don't cost shit.
80K for the Cubans, but that don't cost shit.
That's not a bar.
That's not a bar compared
just
to.
Told me,
you can't pay attention at no cost. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? I mean, I'm not going to be, what I will say is this. I'm not going to be critical of Young M.A. on this at all. And the reason why I'm not going to be critical at all is because we got to, and I'm not saying you're not doing this, we got to understand her business prowess. She knows she's not trying.
She knows every dime she makes off this is hers.
She has to know she's not trying. She's just like, I'm just going to,
Yeah, I feel like
they need something.
This was her attempt into the New York drill lane. Because a lot of these songs were like in the New York drill heavy. Like, not something she's done before, like the Fivio type beats.
And I feel like, I actually feel like with Young M.A.
Which fit her really well too, by the way. I really liked her on these drill beats.
I feel like she is smarter than all of us.
She said in one of the tracks too.
And what I mean by that is, I can picture every single one of these records having placement on TV shows, in video games, in fucking movies, in her own. I think is she still doing adult film?
Probably. Who knows?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
when
so
I see
feel like
rappers-
this is 10 steps ahead of what any of us are thinking, and I am gonna give her that credit, even if that's not the case.
I believe that just simple fact that she refused to be signed, and she even signed this record on one of the records. She was like, "Oh, some of you guys are signed, but I still make way more money than you guys."
Yeah.
Or she's like, "You guys sell way more records than me, and you're signed, but you don't. You guys are still like." You guys still don't make it. She said something along those lines of like, and that's the one thing people don't get. Like, when you're not signed, you might not sell as many records, but you get a shit ton more of that profit.
You get way more. Remember, before he snitched, Troy Ave was real good at that. Being independent.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he would talk out loud about how much more he's making, and
he was like, "I was signed as
he's like, I'll do
independent lawyer
$100K,
and
I'll make as
architect."
much as someone that did $3 million."
Yeah. He takes home, like he said, he takes home like 80% of every track. 5% goes to his manager.
Yeah.
5% goes to his lawyer. 2% goes to his accountant. He said he has like whatever team do the rest. He does his own publishing. He has a team does his own publishing. Like, he was playing the game that I remember.
What
was
a
Breakfast
disappointing
Club.
story Troy Ave.
Troy Ave, he had, man.
He had a potential
some
to
of these
be
guys are so smart. They're just
staying
putting it
power.
in the wrong, you know, just move that to-
Troy Ave is Russ before Russ.
Yeah. Like, imagine Troy Ave was a manager. Imagine he was running a label. You know,
Yo.
people you have under him. Oh,
That's
money he
crazy.
was bringing in.
But yeah, back to Young M.A. Just to kind of wrap up the album. I mean, again,
it is what it is.
She's not trying. It's not good, quote unquote. Nothing is gonna draw you in, but it's cool.
It's aight.
It'll be on a playlist.
Exactly.
It's aight.
You know, background
And again, I
music on a
feel
playlist.
like she's 10 steps ahead because I feel like these records are made very intentionally where she knows either she's not trying or she knows she already has placements in other
Exactly.
places with staying power for these records. So I'm going to give her that benefit of the doubt. I'm going to salute her on this release. Off the Yak, 11 songs, 32 minutes. Shout out to Young M.A. for that. Yeah, that's kind of it for new music.
Yeah, I didn't
So let's, of course, get into our rotation.
Rotación.
If you want to go first, because I've
I
been
will
going
do
first the
that.
past couple weeks.
I will do that. Now they don't put it the first thing at the beginning to know.
Yeah, it's very hard to find, bro.
Okay, so I bumped The Off Season by J. Cole, of course. Spiral, from the Book of Saul soundtrack. I went on a This Is like Rampage. I went on a This Is Tupac. I went on This Is Alisa Cara. Oh shit, my bad. I went on a This Is Alisa Cara.
Brampton's very own.
Brampton's very own.
Shout out to Alessia Cara.
Oh, there we go. Alessia Cara, not Lisa Cara. Thank You for Believing by Tusi. Now this is when we go into this is Tupac. This is Roddy Ricch. This is Frank Ocean. This is Six Lack. This is Juice WRLD. This is Lil Peep. This is Biggie. I did bump. This is Biggie. The Young Stoner Life album. I bumped that. Khaled by Khaled. A few songs off that I really like. I already talked about Tusi. Thank you for believing.
While you're talking about that, I thought the time was the score. Oh, you missed it. It said 8:40, 8:39. I'm like, is that the 8 to 40? Is that? There's no NCAA scores be wild sometimes.
They be wild. Some teams they don't care. Yeah, that's about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than Single Life, you know.
Yeah, my music list pretty short. In general, I haven't really been bumping. I realized this year, like, just ask yourself, outside of Cole by quote unquote default, and I almost say that jokingly, but just eliminate Cole from this conversation. What's your album of the year? Give me 5 albums that you even remember the name of.
I've already told you.
Thank you. That's my
24K Golden.
There's
that
not,
album.
There's not.
That's the
this
only album
year.
I've liked from beginning to end. I can say is 24K.
There's no albums this year. We're gonna have a hot second half.
Oh,
Anyway.
I think it's starting. I think this is the beginning. Today, this week was just the beginning.
Yeah.
This was like the sprinkle. Like we're touching.
I was thinking the
surface.
exact same thing. In my rotation, before we end off the show, I have some Jay-Z artist shuffle play. I have Spiral from the Book of Saw soundtrack. I like it, man. I like
See, those 4 tracks, they come and go quick.
I like it, man. I got that Georgia Smith in there.
Who?
That Be Right Back, Georgia Smith. I got Off Season by J. Cole. I needed When I Get Home by Solange this week. I needed that. It's been a little while since I bumped that.
Yep.
I bumped that Mariba single called Rider.
Or Die.
And outside of that, nothing else.
Yeah, fair enough.
Outside of, say, Rap Caviar and Hip Hop Central.
Yeah.
That's really it, right? So, yeah, very short, extremely short rotation on my end. I just haven't been bumping music, man.
Exactly. Like, I feel like there's no quality. We have so much, but I want quality.
I need quality. That's why I just go to Caviar. Just fuck it. Might as well just play that shit.
Exactly.
It's from all those albums I'm not listening to.
And I don't want to play Cole every day and then get sick of it 3 weeks from now. Like, I still want to enjoy 3 weeks and be like, yes,
I still be playing that every day, though.
I play like once every few days.
I hated that Amari record when it first came out.
But
now that there's a video, I played it on Caviar and it came on. And I'm like, this is hard on Caviar still.
Maybe. I gotta play it again. I already skip it anyway.
It's true. But I'm liking that song more. End of the show?
I would say playoffs are starting. No any prediction, just saying playoffs are starting. Let's go Leafs.
Okay, let's talk real quick. Suns Lakers. I got Suns. I got my boy CP3. Fuck the Lakers.
I got Lakers in 6.
I know.
I think playoff LeBron. I think
CP
AD
can't catch a break, man.
And that's the thing. I think the only way for CP to win at this point is teaming up with LeBron, which he wouldn't do. Where I think he just won't do.
He'll do it. It's just Chris Paul wants to get paid maximum dollar, and I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. That's true.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't blame him. You watching Memphis?
Fuck
Utah
no.
series?
Man, Golden State lost in overtime.
Yeah, Golden State lost in overtime. I was watching that game. I was about to go to bed too, and I was like, let me just watch this game, and then kind of like you don't watch the game, right?
No, I saw Draymond.
Draymond was just playing stupid. Like he has some like, just go to the rim strong, bro. Don't be scared.
His IQ is so low.
Like, come on, he's 6'9".
Say what you will, but not his IQ. His offensive awareness is so low.
I seen a tweet. The man was like, "Yo, man doesn't work on offense in the gym, yo, or just defense in the gym."
Like that's like amateur offense that we see from him.
Yep. Even just sometimes the way he moves, just kind of like when you see some players move, like, okay, you've been doing this.
Yeah, it's amateur.
He's just like,
Man, cue the music.
Because
with that being said, that will take us to the end. The unfortunate end of another episode of the True North Views podcast, episode 155. We ask for all those algorithmic favors from you. Please share whatever DSP you're listening to. Share it on your story on Twitter. Share it on your story on Instagram. On your fleet on Twitter, or your timeline on Twitter, on your story on Instagram. Shit, even on your timeline. You share it on your page if you want.
Share it on your page.
Our YouTube. Share that with anyone and everyone. Let the runtime go up. Press play. Go to a private browser. Press play again. We would definitely appreciate that. Yeah, she was super safe on that.
Yeah, she was mad.
But man, listen, we definitely appreciate that stuff. It helps us a lot. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Now, as usual, I go by the name of Harris. Dill's Roc-A-Fella Chain is here.
Listening.
Oh, I just want y'all to know that I'm the newest member of the Rocafella team. Remember that Kanye clip? I love that clip.
Bang! That one goes down, and the game is tied.
Okay.
You already know who it is. It's your skirt master here, Mr. Triple Double himself, 0 assists. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. I'm stealing 70 mil from the team. On my way to the NBA championship. You can call me Just Shola.
And please, the number one rule.
It's a long weekend.
It is.
In Canada. Oh, actually, in the world, in the US too. Not in the world. But yeah, it's a long weekend. So watch out for the wastemans.
Watch out for those motherfucking wastemans. It's the True North Views podcast, episode 155. Peace.